Hey folks, Andy here from Board Game Barrister. I just picked up a few of the new Warpaints Fanatic paint line from Army Painter, and I had a chance to try them out, and I am absolutely thrilled. Army Painter went out to a bunch of painters and say, hey, what do you need from a paint for it to be the best paint you've ever used? People told them a bunch of things they needed, like they needed it to be a perfect consistency with the ability to be watered down and thinned down a little bit if they needed it to be, but still keep its pigmentation the entire time. And Army Painter went out and developed a stabilizer that would allow all this to happen to a unprecedented degree from any other paint we've seen to date, and they made it happen. It's pretty incredible. The other thing they committed to for this line is that they divided the line into flexible triads, which are groups of 6 paints all within a single hue that allow you to pick and choose 3 to 6 maybe paints within that hue to act as your shadows coats, your bases, and then your highlight coats on top of that. So for whatever hue you want to do, whether that's purple or something more specific like a ruddy brown or olive green, they have a flexible triad for each of those. I went straight for a bright yellow just to see how well a light color would stick to different primers. I've got a gray and a black mini here, and you can see here the yellow went on really nicely compared to any other yellow I've ever used in the past. This is a scenario where maybe I would still end up using 2 coats if I wanted to apply yellow directly to a black primer, but there's really very few scenarios where I would ever be trying to put this bright a yellow right directly on top of a black primer. Instead, I would go with one of the darker shades in the same flexible triad, which I would fully expect to just stick in 1 coat and look great. And then in the Diabolic Plum here, this magenta, which is the darkest in its triad, but is still definitely lighter than a lot of the paints in this line. You can see how well that sticks to this black primer. It just looks amazing. So from the consistency of the paint, which was exactly the same across all 7 bottles, which was amazing, they all had such good pigmentation without any of the medium separating or anything like that, to the actual coverage on gray and black primers, I'm thrilled so far. I can't wait to get more of these on more of my minis.